Continuing from the previous episode 990. It's finally resolved. Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying both took a deep breath, then looked at the evil star in front of him disappearing indifferently, and then laughed. Let's go down first. Mu Yingying and Xiao Yan looked at each other. The two of them put away the holy flame crystal, and then swept away directly below. The guy just now, if it's not what I expected, he should be one of the 4 apostles among the Gorfiends. As soon as he came to the ground, Yanqi immediately opened his mouth. A clue was found in some of the tone of voice. The 4 great apostles of the Gorfiends? Xiao Yan suddenly became puzzled when he heard the words. Although he knew that the one who just occupied the body of Tianxing was indeed a strong man of the Gorfiends, he knew very little about the information about the evil races outside the realm. I don't know. I don't blame you. I was arrested by the Xuanling royal family at the beginning, and it is very likely that the Gorfiends were interfering with it, so naturally I knew something. Yan Kai said, I wonder what the overall strength of this Gorfiend is. This was what Xiao Yan was most concerned about. The first thing Xiao Yan encountered was the Gorfiends. Naturally, he wanted to wipe out this race. The Gorfiends, among the extraterrestrial evil races, can at most hover in the middle of the pack. Among the Gorfiend is the patriarch with the strongest strength. It is said that he has the power to fight immortals with humans. As for the Gorfiend, there are 2 messengers left and right of the Gorfiend. The strengths are all around the human Doe Emperor's consummation, and below that, there are the 4 great apostles, and the strength of the 4 great apostles ranges from the human 8-star Doe Emperor to the 9-star Doe Emperor. Yan Kai said, I see. Thinking about it carefully, I have now killed one of the 4 apostles of the Gorfiend, and one of the Gorfiend's left and right envoys. The current strength is also clear at a glance. Xiao Yan said slightly, What? You killed one of the Gorfiend's left and right envoys? Yan Qi's body was shocked when he heard the words, because only when he reached his level would he know the terrifyingness of the evil tribe outside the realm, so Xiao Yan said so, and immediately let him. Yan Kai was surprised. Could it be the guy in the desert mountain range who obtained the holy flame? Mu Yingying, who was on the side, was told this by Xiao Yan, and she suddenly remembered something. Exactly, Xiao Yan said with a free and easy smile. It's really hidden. Yan Kai couldn't help but admire. Okay, that's it, let's take a step by step. The top priority now is to go to that place first. Yan Kai continued. That place? Xiao Yan asked. Blood River Pond. A very magical place. The Blood River Pond can not only heal some of the dark diseases in my body, but also can use the mystery of the Blood River Pond, plus the 2 dead blood ghost liquid in your hand, to temper your body strength, so that only 8 blood vessels are born in its body. The power of death only possessed by the strong star Doe Emperor. It can be said to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yan Kai said with a smile. It turns out that this thing is the dead blood ghost liquid. No wonder I feel familiar. Xiao Yan said to himself. Naturally he smelled a familiar smell from the dead blood ghost liquid. Yingying, this one is for you. Xiao Yan just finished speaking, and one of the 2 dead blood ghost liquid was thrown directly at Mu Yingying. This. Mu Yingying naturally knew the preciousness of the dead blood ghost liquid, and was surprised by Xiao Yan's actions. You just accept it. 1 person can only take 1. If 2 go into the body, it will undoubtedly be wasted. Yan Kai said with a smile. Yes. Mu Yingying immediately put it away without any hesitation after hearing the words. If that's the case, then let's go. Xiao Yan suddenly smiled when he heard this. Let's go. As soon as the voice fell, the speed of the 4 figures soared, and they swept towards a certain mountain. When the 4 of them just disappeared, a few people and horses also appeared slowly. All of them were wearing exquisite swords to varying degrees, and it was obvious that they were strong swordsmen. Senior brother, it is indeed the breath of a headless ghost, but looking at the remaining traces, it seems that it has been wiped out. There were also 4 figures, one of them lightly grabbed into the void, and suddenly a few in invisible ghostly energy emerged. If Xiao Yan were here, he would definitely recognize them. This figure was clearly Song Yu and Hong Qian from Wanzhemen. The strength of the 2 had already reached the middle stage of the 7-star fighting emperor. As for the leader of the 2, their strength was even stronger. Originally, I smelled the aura of the headless ghost. If you can kill it, maybe you can get the dead blood ghost liquid, which will be of great benefit to the 2 of you. I just didn't expect that someone would be the first to board. I don't know which sect, but it was so lucky. The extraordinary aura between the eyebrows of the man at the head symbolized that he was also a powerhouse with the perfection level of the 7-star Do Emperor. Since there are no treasures here, let's go to other places first. After a while, the leading man said, "Everything is up to senior brother." After speaking, the four of them were about to leave. Hee, the sword idiot of Wanjamen. Long time no see, just left like this? Just as the four of them were about to leave, an extremely eerie voice sounded slowly. Damn it, it's actually the three great congregations of the Xuanling royal family. The four people in Wanjamen turned their eyes slightly, but they saw three very familiar powerhouses. Haha, Jian Kai Jian Shin, stay safe these few years. Since the last time I failed miserably in your hands, I've been brooding. I hope this time, I can be the same as the last time. On the third day of the red clothes, the crowd said slowly, but their voices were full of monstrous killing intent. Humph, it's just a mere defeat. A few more times, and still no match, said the man in the lead. The man's name is Jian Kai Jian Shin. He can be said to be the most outstanding disciple of Wan Jian sect in recent years. His mastery of sword intent has reached a whole new level, but it is blunt to say that Jian Shin is definitely one of the outstanding disciples of the previous term. Song Yu is an outstanding representative of the new disciples of modern times. Tianong, this guy will be handed over to you. On the third day, when Zhang Tianong opened his mouth, the leader, Daishan Zhang Tiangen, said quite indifferently. Everything is according to what eldest brother said. Tianong smiled slightly when he heard the words, and a boundless killing intent suddenly emerged. You guys be careful. The four great heavenly groups of the Xuanling royal family are extremely powerful. The strength of the great heavenly groups has reached the initial stage of the 8-star Do Emperor, and the strength of the second heavenly group has also reached the level of a half-step 8-star Do Emperor. As for the 3-day group and the 4-day group everyone, the strength has also reached the perfection of the 7-star Do Emperor, which should not be underestimated. After Jian Shin finished speaking, his whole body was full of light, and then he held a beautiful matching sword behind him and held it directly in his hand. As soon as the voice fell, San Sanzong and Wan Jianmen's senior brother Jian Shin directly attacked together, forming an extremely dazzling landscape in the air. Pull up to load the next chapter S2. Continuing from the previous episode 991. Bastard. Looking at the sky, San Sanzong and his senior brother Jian Shin kept fighting. Song Yu and Hong Qian couldn't help saying. After the two of them came back from the Zhaoyue ruins, although their strength has also skyrocketed to the middle stage of the 7-star Do Emperor, they are still powerless in the face of the most tyrannical Xuanling royal family, and they don't know why, even if they are Wanjian. The eldest brother and the second eldest brother of the sect have cultivated extremely hard, and have always been unable to break through the shackles of the 7-star Do D. This sword heart's grasp of sword intent is extremely terrifying. It is said that with the consummate strength of the 7-star Do Emperor, he forcibly defeated the powerhouse in the initial stage of the 8-star Do Emperor. In the sky, the two heavens slowly spoke. Really, even though the third brother Kixing Duty's perfect strength is the same as Jianshin's, he is still a bit weaker than him. Unless he uses that thing, otherwise. The leader of the four heavens, Tiangen, shook his head and said. In the previous sect competition, Zhang Tianong was defeated by Jianshin in 3 days, so he was worried about it, but this time, it seems that this battle situation cannot be changed. Tianong, this time, you are still no match for me. You are already in a mess, so you should retreat quickly. Jian Shin held the fairy sword in his hand and said slightly to Tian Hong. After a short confrontation, the odds for the two of them were very clear. Kid Jian Shin, don't talk nonsense. Pick me up, spirit of Hongtian. Tianong immediately realized that he was no match for Jian Shin, but because of the resentment in his heart, he still couldn't bear to admit defeat. As soon as the words fell, a circle of extremely dazzling energy of life emerged around Tianong, and then directly above Tianhong's head, a huge giant eagle of energy from the sky was formed. The huge body was just a circle. The power of life is surrounded at an extreme speed, exuding a huge power like destruction, and its huge body also shrouds everyone. You can't catch my eyes with the little trick of carving insects, so let your two brothers come. Jian Shin shook his head slightly, and then the next moment, a sharp breath suddenly appeared, and then the fairy sword in his palm burst out with bursts of extremely dazzling rays of light. "Jianyi, kill," Jianshin said lightly, and then the immortal sword in his hands swelled countless times and flew directly towards the giant eagle in the sky. "Suffer to death." Upon seeing this, Tianong immediately realized that Jianshin's mastery of sword intent was stronger than the previous sect competition, and he did not dare to hesitate, directly controlling the spirit of Hongtian and projecting it away. "Third brother, I'm going to lose." But at this moment, the eyes of the heavens were filled with an indescribable deep feeling, and he said something. "No way." Tianzhong on the side said slightly. "Look." Tiangen didn't say more, but looked at the two people fighting fiercely in the sky. Boom boom boom. The dazzling sword intent and the giant eagle were just intertwined. Suddenly, the huge eagle mouth of the giant eagle was directly holding an incomparably huge phantom sword, and the sword heart unhurriedly urged the immortal sword. "Damn, if it goes on like this, there is no doubt that I will lose." As the first person in the battle, Tianong naturally realized how terrifying the destructive power of the dazzling sword intent in Jianshin's gigantic fantasy sword, and immediately opened his mouth. "Tianong, you can't do it." Jianshin was too lazy to talk nonsense with Tianong, so he was shocked. The huge phantom sword directly smashed the giant eagle energy body, and then attacked Tianhong's body. Bang bang bang. The energy giant eagle was instantly destroyed, and then the aura around Tianong became chaotic. Obviously, the disappearance of the energy giant eagle also had a certain impact on his body. "Crappie, you forced me." And just when the huge imaginary sword was about to hit Tianhong's body with a monstrous sword intent, Tianong didn't make any movement, but said with great resentment. A silent evil aura slowly emerged from his body. "This guy, what are you doing?" Jianshin looked at Tianhong motionless, and the aura on this guy was extremely strange, so he couldn't help but wonder. "If you lose, you lose." Just when Tianong was about to unleash the evil aura, Tiangen's eyes were quick and his hands were quick, and he directly supported Tianhong's shoulder with one hand, then suppressed the evil aura and said to him, "Big brother." Tianong couldn't help blushing when he saw that his plan was seen through by the big brother. "Go back, you still have to step up your cultivation progress," Tiangen said slowly. But this guy, Tianhong gritted his teeth and said, obviously unwilling to give up like this. "Don't worry, I will avenge you." Tiangan naturally knew what Tianhong was thinking, and said immediately, "Then I will trouble big brother." After Tianhong finished speaking, he didn't stop. He jumped into the sky and stood with his second brother Tianqing. "Your strength is still too weak. And if we use that thing here, it will undoubtedly sabotage our plan." Tiankang said slowly, "I see." Being educated by the eldest brother and the second brother, Tianong also calmed down. Wanjiamen Jianqi Jianshin really deserves its reputation. Tiangen, who took Tianhong's position beside him, said to Jianshin in the sky with a dangerous arc in the corner of his mouth. Jianshin frowned upon seeing this, and then the incomparably huge attack dissipated in an instant. He knew that the guy with the hippie smile in front of him was the most powerful one among the 4 heavenly congregations of the Xuanling royal family. "It's so strong." Song Yu and Hong Qian couldn't help but say something when they felt the faint pressure from Tiangan in front of them. "Tiangen, what do you want to do?" Jianshin also knew that Tiangan's strength was terrifying, so he asked without giving up. "No," Tiangan said slightly. "You." Jianshin couldn't help cursing when he saw this. "Since it's an old rival. Don't say I didn't give you a chance. I'll give you 2 options. One is to kneel down and kowtow to Tianong to admit his mistake, and then get out of the sect to compete in the *** river." Tiangen smiled slightly. "This bastard." The 3 of Wanjiamen below also said slowly. "Another one. Let me beat you to cripples and send them to the blood river." How do you choose?" After Tiangen finished speaking, a dazzling power suddenly burst out from his body. In that power, white and black slowly surrounded him, with white occupying the majority, while black was extremely blurry. But when Jianshin saw this, his complexion suddenly sank. He knew that the strength of the guy in front of him not only truly reached the initial stage of the 8-star Do D, but he even gave birth to the power of death. The initial stage of the 8-star Do Emperor, which passed through the 8-star Do Emperor's death catastrophe. And Jianshin's face finally turned gloomy at this moment. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 992. Hoo. How long is it? Why do you feel like this is an endless end, and you can't get there no matter how you go? Said a handsome man in an extremely dark place in the Blood River. You guy, the location of the Blood River pond is extremely remote. Otherwise, countless people will swarm away. Where will it be our turn? Yan Kai on the side glanced at Xiao Yi, and then said slightly. Quote. When Xiao Yi heard this, she could only grit her teeth, and then prepared to continue walking. Then take a break. Seeing this, Xiao Yan also said something. In a few days, Xiao Yan and the four left the location they had just teleported and headed towards the Blood River Pond. But even if Yan Kai knew the exact location of the Blood River Pond, in this Blood River Pond, in order not to attract the attention of other powerhouses, therefore, the four of them still adopted the most primitive method of walking, so the speed was naturally extremely slow. I don't know if there is any way to obtain information about the Blood River. Xiao Yan said something immediately after sitting down to rest. Information? Why do you want that thing? Yan Kai said slowly. If you know yourself and your enemy, you will be able to fight 100 battles without being imperiled. And now the biggest enemy of our burning incense is the Xuanling royal family. Knowing some specific information, it is easy to make corresponding countermeasures. Xiao Yan said with a smile. Say earlier. Here. Yan Kai nodded secretly when he heard the words. Obviously, a big guy like Yan Kai didn't care about these things at all. After all, his own strength was tyrannical. What is this? Xiao Yan asked immediately after catching what Yan Kai threw. What caught Xiao Yan's eyes was a crystal ball the size of a fist. The texture of the crystal ball was quite soft and it was obviously expensive. This is an information ball, something developed by a certain phonological master. You just need to read out the information you want to know, and it will naturally be played back on the screen. But this thing only records the information after entering the Blood River. For example, if you want to know the specific location of the Xuanling royal family's four heavens or what fighting skills they have, this is impossible. And this thing is quite expensive to make, and not many people have it. Yan Kai said, so there is such a thing. Xiao Yan looked at the information ball in front of him and smiled slowly. The Xuanling royal family is in the four heavens. Xiao Yan agreed, then he held the intelligence ball in both hands and said something slightly. Boom boom boom. As Xiao Yan's voice just fell, a milky white halo instantly appeared in front of everyone on the information ball, and then an extremely clear drawing was slowly played back. Quote. Looking at this picture, the four of them held their breath in unison, because what was shown in this picture was really too shocking. I didn't have a dream, did I? Xiao Yi said in disbelief after watching the replay of the 4-day audience about the Xuanling royal family in just a few minutes. The things recorded on this information ball can't be wrong. Yan Kai also said thoughtfully. 3 days of the Xuanling royal family against 4 people from the 10,000 swordsmen. 3 days, Tianong lost to the senior brother of Wanjiamen, Jianxin. Then the great heavens and the heavens shot, and with the strength of one person, 3 people were seriously injured. Xiao Yan after summarizing the information in the intelligence sphere, he said. However, Xiao Yan was extremely shocked. Although there were very few videos played back in the information ball, and only a very small part, Xiao Yan knew that there must be a reason why Wanjiamen ranked first in the Xuanxin Santian super sect. Yes, but such a powerful Wanjiamen was also defeated by the Xuanling royal family's 3-day congregation. The Jianxin from Wanjiamen is a remarkable figure. At a young age, he has inherited the power of the strong in his own sect, and his monstrous swordsmanship is even more consummate. Even he was defeated by the Xuanling royal family. In the hands of Tianzhong Tiangan, it is enough to see that this Tiangan is much stronger than we imagined. Yan Kai also said slowly. You have to be a little more careful now. Xiao Yi also agreed with it. After all, in the Blood River, the strength of himself and Yan Kai was suppressed, and the strength was naturally greatly reduced. Strenuous. Don't worry, no matter how strong it is, this time, it will definitely make them go back and forth. Xiao Yan gently put away the information ball, then looked at the sky and said something. Let's go, the Blood River Pond is coming soon. With the Blood River Pond, plus the dead blood ghost liquid in the hands of the 2 of you, after you come out, you will naturally have the capital to fight against the Xuanling royal family for 3 days alone. Yan Kai said after saying a word, everyone rushed straight into the distance. And when Xiao Yan and the others just got the information and went on their way, other super sects also experienced some changes. Senior brother, are you all right? After a dead tree, Song Yu forcibly supported the injury in his body and asked his senior brother Jianxin. Cough cough cough. It's fine. Jianxin was extremely weak, and he forcibly slammed the fairy sword on the ground and said, "What the asterisk is this asterisk Xuanling royal family doing? We Wanjiamen have no grudges with them in the past and no grudges in the past. How come we are so deadly as soon as we meet?" The second senior brother Jian Wuan gritted his teeth and said, but his situation was not easy. Wanjiamen 4 people, senior brother Jianxin, second senior brother Jian Wuan, plus Song Yu, the 3 were seriously injured by the Xuanling royal family, and the 3 tried their best to protect Hongqin, so Hongqin's injury is naturally rare. Is the dignified senior brother Jianxin of Wanjiamen going to hide? And while the 4 of them were talking, the 3 members of the Xuanling royal family were also chasing after them, and they spoke out in an instant. "Eldest brother, what should I do now?" Song Yu said in a deep voice. "Now, I'm afraid we can only withdraw from the Blood River in advance, but this also means that we will lose the qualifications for the sect competition. It's just that this 3-day congregation of the Xuanling royal family seems to have a very strange aura, and that aura is scary even to me." Jianxin said slowly, "It's a big deal to fight with them." At this time, Song Yu also gritted his teeth and said, "Hush hush hush." And just when the 4 of Wanjiamen were desperate, 3 burly figures slowly appeared. "Follow me," the man at the end said slowly. "People from the ancient desolate palace?" Hong Qian couldn't help but asked in surprise. "Let's go." Du Chun also didn't dare to talk nonsense, and directly pulled away at the 4 of Wanjiamen. Where to run? When the 3 people from the ancient desolate hall rescued the 4 people from Wanjiamen, the 3 people also found the figures of a few people, and then roared away directly. Tiangen, now is not the time for the final fight. So, just wait. After finishing speaking, the elder brother of the ancient desolate hall suddenly swelled countless times, and then the giant-like body suddenly attacked the 3-day crowd with a punch. Chi Cheng Chi! The terrifying force and strong wind reverberated in the air, causing the 3 days to slow down. Obviously, the 3 of them did not dare to neglect them easily. Boom boom boom! When the punch disappeared, the people in the ancient desolate hall were those with Wanjiamen who disappeared from the sight of the 3-day crowd. These asterisk in the ancient desolate palace. The 4 Wanjiamen, who could be killed immediately by Tiangen, were rescued under their own eyes, and couldn't help cursing. Pull up to load the next chapter S2. Continuing from the previous episode 993. Hoo. On an uneven plain, the yin wind roared, and the ferocious ghosts permeated it, causing the land to show a strange dark color. Here is the location of the Blood River Pond? Xiao Yan's figure paused for a moment, and then he looked in front of the plain. According to what Yan Kai said, the front of this plain was where the Blood River Pond was. Xiao Yan is now looking forward, but he can't find anything. On the plain land in front of him, there is a dull color with a rather strange color. Obviously, he does not know why, and it is strange to say that this plain at the very front, huge rocks were formed, which made several people puzzled. I remember that the Blood River Pond is here, so I shouldn't be wrong. The last time Yan Kai entered the Blood River realm was decades ago, and his tone became suspicious and uncertain. After all, he didn't know either. Has the location of the Blood River Pond changed in the past few decades? Could the Blood River Pond be moved? Xiao Yi, who was beside him, couldn't help saying, "No, the Blood River Pond is an unknown thing, and it is deeply ingrained. Once it appears, it will only be in the same place for many years." Yan Kai thought for a while, then shook his head and said, "What is that?" When Xiao Yan heard the words, he also thought secretly, but after a while, the huge soul perception made him see a depression in the ground and rock in front of him, and then pointed his finger there, opened his mouth. "Be careful, 10 years ago, there was a 7-star Do Emperor perfection level beast guarding here. Now, I'm afraid this guy's strength is even more terrifying." And seeing the sunken gap, Yan Kai also secretly made a sound. Yes. Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying agreed at the same time, letting a steady stream of holy flames permeate out of their bodies, slowly wrapping their bodies. "I'll take a look, you stay here." After a while, Xiao Yan was the first to speak to break the peace. "I'll go too." Mu Yingying said the same. I'll just go, it's too dangerous. Xiao Yan's voice just fell, and he suddenly saw the rare insistence on Mu Yingying's pretty face, so it's not good to refuse. She had to say helplessly, Yingying, follow me, be careful. Yes. Mu Yingying agreed softly. Go. With the countermeasures, Xiao Yan also slowly walked. However, Xiao Yan found that every time he took a step, the holy flame on his body seemed to exude an aura of disgust towards the ground and even the rocks under his feet. But now Xiao Yan obviously didn't have time to care about this, and walked slowly to the depression. Go down in front of the notch. It's such a small gap. Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying just came to this gap, and they did smell a mysterious breath from this gap, but because this fist is only the size of a fist, if it weren't for Xiao Yan's discovery, I am afraid it has really been ignored. Through this fist-sized gap, Xiao Yan did see something, but because the gap was too small, what he could see was limited. There should be something down there, Xiao Yan said after making sure. Crash! As soon as Xiao Yan's voice fell, the dazzling holy flame went directly towards the gap, trying to open the gap to find out. Bang bang bang! Even if the dark rock and surrounding soil were baked by Xiao Yan's Shengen, it slowly persisted for dozens of minutes before slowly dissipating. And as the rocks around this mysterious gap dissipated, the shocking scene below was suddenly revealed. This is. In just a few breaths, Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying cast their gazes towards the bottom of the open gap, and couldn't help being surprised. What caught the eyes of the two of them was an incomparably huge hinterland. It can be said unceremoniously that only this depression can be found in the incomparably huge hinterland in front of him, but from the depression, there is a huge blood pool that is boundless. Everything that can be seen is thousands of meters, not to mention the places that are blocked by the gap of sight. Below the gap, there is a huge blood pool. The color of the blood pool is quite strange. It is the same scarlet blood color as a human being, but the strange thing is that there is no asterisk smell of blood. This is the Blood River Pond. Yan Kai looked at Xiao Yan and the two of them so surprised, and immediately ran up slowly and hurriedly. Blood River Pond? Xiao Yi also followed closely and looked down. The color of the pool water below was extremely ruddy, like the scarlet blood of a human being, which made people shudder at first glance. This is indeed the Blood River Pond. Don't look at the red water in these pools, but the Blood River Pool is not made of human blood. The Blood River Pond is formed by the fusion of the power of the mighty who fell in the Blood River and the powerhouse of the ghost world. The mystery of the Blood River Pond, I can't tell you the specifics. The only thing I know is that this Blood River Pond has extremely mysterious effects. It can not only temper the body, but also heal some dark diseases. Yan Kai said, this Blood River Pond is so weird, I don't know what material it is. While listening to Yan Qi's explanation, Xiao Yan tried to probe the Blood River Pond with his incomparably dazzling soul power, trying to find something. Quote. After a while, Xiao Yan slowly shook his head. Obviously, whether he was using his soul power or spiritual power to explore the Blood River Pond, the two forces had just touched the Blood River Pond, and all the scum that was swallowed by an extremely mysterious force was not left. Go down and have a look. After a while, Xiao Yan was the first to speak to break the tranquility. For some reason, Xiao Yan had a vague intuition, as if something was calling him from below. No, it's too dangerous down here. Mu Yingying immediately refused when she heard the words. Since you have come, you must not return without success. Don't worry, I have my senses. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, his figure swept away and flashed directly into the Blood River Pool below. At the same time, a ray of light suddenly appeared in the Blood River Pool, which had always been calm and shrouded in darkness, and along with this light, there is even a flaming figure swept away, and under the pool, a gloomy figure was also silent. Appearance. I hope nothing will happen. And Mu Yingying and the others were also standing in the gap, while vigilant against other powerhouses. After all, this is a public area. If they all go down and are discovered by other powerhouses, I am afraid they will fall short. Pray for Xiao Yan. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 994. Under here, there is a lot of ghost energy. Xiao Yan just swept away from the gap towards the Blood River Pond below, at an extremely slow speed. After all, Yanqi just said that there are guardians here, so Xiao Yan is extremely careful. Not coming out yet? Xiao Yan was descending extremely slowly, but the gap below the gap was also dozens of meters away from the surface of the Blood River Pond. What a vast space! The area of this Blood River pool is probably several thousand meters. Xiao Yan descended to 5 meters from the water surface, and only then did he discover the whole picture of this Blood River pool. Looking around, the area of this Blood River Pond is extremely vast. I am afraid that there is an empty space for hundreds of meters above the water surface, and above that, it is Xiao Yan and the others who open the gap. From 10 meters below Mu Yingying and the 3 of them, there is a vast empty space below. The surface of the water, it's so calm. Xiao Yan held back his movement, and the dazzling soul power continued to emerge, and probed towards the water surface, but Xiao Yan was extremely puzzled that his soul power was still being captured by the mysterious water surface. The power in it is swallowed up. Boom boom boom! Just when Xiao Yan was puzzled, a huge wave suddenly appeared on the surface of the water that had always been calm. The flames roared. Not good. Just now Xiao Yan was still thinking, and was suddenly shocked by this sudden attack, and it was too close to attack, and it was unrealistic to escape. Immortal body. Although Xiao Yan's face was calm, but with his huge soul power, he still found out what kind of power the huge tail attack contained, and then he didn't dare to underestimate the enemy, and his dazzling immortal body suddenly appeared. Come out! Boom boom boom! Immortal body just emerged, and immediately surrounded Xiao Yan, like a golden giant, and the energy tail attack that appeared from the water surface also collided with Xiao Yan in an instant. So strong! The attacks of the two slowly receded, and Xiao Yan coughed a few times before speaking, obviously relying on the defense of his immortal body. It still brought a lot of pressure to Xiao Yan. What? Come out for me! Xiao Yan shouted at the bottom, and then his eyes were fixed on the surface of the water. At this time, Xiao Yan's body was shrouded in immortality, like a golden giant with a size of several tens of meters, and the holy flame and soul power in his body were always prepared. Once this mysterious creature appeared, it would emit terror. A blow. Shabu shabu. Just when Xiao Yan was highly concentrated, many blisters suddenly appeared on the surface of the water, as if something was about to appear. 7th layer breaking the second ruler of the sky. Death to me. Seeing this, Xiao Yan suddenly took off the ancient ruler of eternal fire behind him, and a giant ruler of energy suddenly flew towards the bottom with bubbles. Ho ho ho! In the face of such a powerful blow from Xiao Yan, the creature under the water seemed to let out an extremely angry roar, and the next moment, the full picture of the mysterious creature slowly surfaced. Grumble. I didn't expect it to be the crazy wolf Jade Blood Crocodile. Xiao Yan couldn't help but said, looking at the huge guy slowly emerging from the water. Crazy wave Jade Blood Crocodile. This is a kind of magical beast that only exists in ancient times. I didn't expect to encounter it here. It is said that the crazy wave Jade Crocodile feeds on humans. Looking at the strength of the guy, it is comparable to the powerhouses in the early stage of the 8-star Do Emperor. I am afraid that they have eaten away a lot of humans. The only way to subdue it is to defeat it and make it submissive, and looking at this guy's pupils, with such a strange blood color, I'm afraid this is a big grown-up guy. Xiao Yan stared at the guy in front of him, enduring don't stop talking. The wild wave Jade Crocodile. Itself is shaped like a crocodile, but it is different from ordinary crocodiles. Whether it is on its front paws or its hind paws, it contains a trace of refreshing blood, and even the crocodile pupils are full of blood. An unusually asterisk smell. Human, get out of here. Crazy wave Jade Crocodile just appeared, and then stared at Xiao Yan vigilantly, obviously with years of perception of danger. It knew that the young man in front of him seemed to have some extremely terrifying power in his body. Crazy wave Jade Blood Crocodile, I'm here just to use the Blood River Pond. If you let me use it, I will be very grateful. Xiao Yan said, not too surprised that the wild wave Jade Blood Crocodile would vomit. After all, the strength of this guy is extremely terrifying. Blood River Pond is my permanent place, you should leave quickly. Crazy wave Jade Blood Crocodile refused directly. Under this, there seems to be something good? Xiao Yan smiled when he saw this guy's refusal so neatly. You are courting death. Crazy wave Jade Crocodile originally did not want to kill him because he was afraid of Xiao Yan, but when Xiao Yan said it at this moment, a monstrous murderous intent emerged. The following things, only oneself can know and enjoy. It's almost there. Seeing the furious crazy wave Jade Blood Crocodile swinging its huge body and whistling towards Xiao Yan lifted his palm lightly, and a dazzling formation suddenly dissipated from the palm of his hand. Out. Formation? Not good. Crazy wave Jade Blood Crocodile liquid is worthy of being a warcraft comparable to a human 8-star Btth2. Just after feeling the dazzling power in Xiao Yan's palm, she said it directly, and then just contained it. The offensive that was about to attack Xiao Yan dissipated immediately, and the swift crocodile escaped from Xiao Yan's formation beam. Crazy wave Jade Blood Crocodile knows that if a beam is shrouded in this formation, he will be bound by it in a short time, and if he is bound by it, the thing below will be in jeopardy. It's not over yet. Wang Chen's anger, and Xiao Yan looked at the mad waves and blue-blooded crocodiles fleeing everywhere, and an invisible soul attack lightly filled the space. Boom boom boom. In the face of the soul attack from Xiao Yan's soul power at the peak level of Btth2, he could only obediently admit his failure even if the wild wave Jade Blood Crocodile was strong. Not long after, the maddened Jade Blood Crocodile who was hit by the soul attack flashed with pain in the pupils, but before he could react, the array beam directly shrouded him. Finally, he was imprisoned. It seems that the surge of soul power can still be used as a killer at critical times, but the means of soul attack are too limited, and Huang Quanten's anger is already vaguely insufficient. It seems that we need to find time to expand the means of soul attack. Moreover, the core inscription of Shendong's natal life has now reached 1/2 of the peak period, and the tyranny of the formation is at a higher level. Otherwise, dealing with this guy who is comparable to the initial stage of the 8-star Btth2 would really take a lot of energy. Xiao Yan finished speaking, and he ignored the crazy wave and Jade Blood Crocodile who were bound by the formation, and returned to the gap. End of this chapter.